Hey man, I can't remember Mantuane.
I get it.
You know, I really wanted to be on Mantuane as a kid. Eh?
Dude, I went to the
I think all
auditions.
kids. Okay, let's pause.
No.
Hey, live. How do
We move in together. We
Clothes,
live in the same
bed,
house. Clothes,
stove,
bed, furniture, fridge, everything.
They say good things come to those who wait. Well, guess I'm gonna be at least an hour late. You've been so good to me, allow me to demonstrate. Hey, real love and you don't.
Welcome to Doek&Tie. If you are new here, my name is Bonang and this is my husband, Bokamoso. We are Doek&Tie. Please subscribe.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know where that came from. Yes. Thank you to all of our returning subscribers. And if you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And stay tuned to learn more about Greywall Conversations, which are conversations that we normally have on this here platform. And today we are going to have a very interesting conversation. So yes, please introduce the conversation that we're going to be having today.
Hey man, I can't remember Mantuane.
I get it.
You know, I really wanted to be on Mantuane as a kid. Eh?
Dude, I went to the
think all
auditions.
kids. Okay, let's pause.
No.
Hey, Mantuane. Nyama, you can't.
We move. Next, baby.
Really?
We were so many. Yes, there was so many of us.
You lived my dream, bro.
And the worst part is, as a child, like I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do when I got there, so I fumbled and we moved. Learning curve.
What happened?
What happened?
Hey.
It was the first time ever I had to memorize a script. I got the script like 2 minutes before. So it didn't go well.
Yeah.
It went very bad, hey?
Yeah. Okay, babe. So today we're going to talk about a conversation that started off with a friend, and then we're like, okay, let's take it to Greywall Conversations because one or another thing we've touched on it, but not really. So we're going to talk about cohabiting, whether we think it's a good idea or a bad idea, or it's just in the middle, because not everything has to be two extremes. It doesn't necessarily have to be good or bad. It could just be in the middle or somewhere in that spectrum.
I feel like the fact that we even have a good or bad spectrum is bad.
Okay, that's fair. So, to cohabit or not to cohabit?
That is the question. Yes. Oh, okay. So, he was asked, did we cohabit before getting married? And the answer is no, we did not cohabit before getting married.
Wait, cohabiting
is where you guys live together.
Live. How do we?
We move in together. We
Clothes,
live in the same
bed,
house. Clothes,
stove,
bed, furniture, fridge, everything. Our inside.
Okay, that's cohabiting.
That is cohabiting.
Does it matter if it's for a week or 2 weeks or immediately when you're cohabiting?
When you live together, yes, you're cohabiting.
So long visits are not cohabiting, where you stay maybe together for a week or a weekend, or that's not cohabiting. As long as you have your own separate place, it doesn't count as cohabiting.
We're not technically.
Okay,
I don't.
Too technical. Cohabiting. I think we all understand what cohabiting is. Just that I always have those questions at the back of my mind for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, we did not cohabit, but then part of me wants to throw this question to you. Is the reason that we did not cohabit because I left for 2 years immediately after graduating? I wonder, would we have cohabited or would we not have?
I think not.
I think the conversation is gonna answer. Yes, our thoughts will probably answer that question.
No, I think not. For me, the reason why I would have probably voted how we don't stay together before we're married, because I wanted to have something to look forward to after being married. So you're literally spouses. I mean, to a certain extent. Wa bo shotela contract ka lenyalo ya go BBS or what. But so I really wanted to leave some things or some milestones to already achieve it after we've gotten married or legally gotten married, and then the families, even traditionally gotten married, the families are aware of now these people are going to become one and they're going to be building their own family. So it's just something that I respected, and it's something that I was looking forward to. So I wouldn't want to, I'll use the word dilute or enjoy it before marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wouldn't have chosen for us to cohabit. So no. Yeah. Wena, would you have wanted us to cohabit?
No.
Why?
Because I feel like had we cohabited, I feel like part of it has to do with my upbringing, like the way I was brought up. I in a very what's the word?
Conservative, traditional.
A very conservative Christian household. And in our household, I grew up, I was raised on very strong Christian values, and I still hold those values. And part of those values were, is this a Christian value, or is just a phrase that I heard a lot? Like, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? Now, I'm not saying that's a Christian value, but Gary, one of those, they spin it in a certain way, but that's the easiest way I can explain it.
So you're the cow?
How dare you? So in essence, what they're trying to say is,
that's a bad.
It's a bad phrase, yes. Yeah. What they're trying to say in essence is, like, if I take it like to mean what it means directly, hella. If I'm able to get something without needing to put in anything, then why that thing being to live with someone when we can live together without having
go through
the very long strenuous process of marriage, which sometimes can be expensive. So yes, in essence, that was it. Why would I live with someone and be like a happy family
and expect them to
with that person, and then expect them to want to tie the knot? What incentivizes the wanting to tie the knot? We're already living together, we're already
enjoying the benefits, so to speak,
of being a married couple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's another way of looking at things.
But I don't like the phrase.
We could poke a lot of holes at that, right?
Yes, we can.
But I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to ask you is, the conversation that I was having with a friend was, young people now are saying, guys, the economy is really rough.
It is.
Botswana were plagued by unemployment, and if you're employed, the pay is just for you to get by. So really too, and then we both have just okay jobs where we get just okay salaries. Doesn't it make sense if we're in a committed relationship to say, let's live together so that economically we are covered? We can pay one rent instead of paying for two apartments that we'll both be staying at. In the long run, we spend most of the time at one of those apartments. Would it make sense for us to buy grocery one, carpool, pay rent there one? Economically, young people are saying economically it makes more sense to cohabit if you are building towards marriage and you're already in a committed relationship. So what do you think of that? The economic aspect of it?
Economically, it makes sense. It does. It makes a great deal of sense. But
it's your values are still
no. My values aside, I'm.
Are you able to put values aside? Kind of values are very intrinsic.
No.
Okay.
My values aside, my question becomes: we are living together because it's more economic, right? Because it's more economic in the sense that you're saying the reshare and the resharing. I guess.
Yes, 100%.
So in essence, it's like I'm having a roommate, right? So then why wouldn't I not get a roommate instead of living with you, where now all the chores are stuck with me because
Wait,
you Reza.
What?
Reza. My thought process.
Okay.
My thought process. Okay. So I want to live with him, right? So instead of living with him, why just not get a roommate? I get it, kangi, the costs and everything, and so why can't I be that specific in my roommate ad for looking for a roommate, kind of a flatmate or whatever, housemate.
Okay.
Preferably working, go get the gap.
Got you.
So we can
So,
carpool.
babe, so your point here is that the conversation is not really based on economies alone.
Economy,
Okay.
It has. I feel like it has more to do with
the benefits,
the economics of it.
It has more to do or less to do with.
I feel like there has to be more to it than just
rather than economics.
the economic aspect of it. Because if we're saying just the economic element, then how about
You could get a roommate.
I could get a roommate. I could get someone who
You share.
we share the living costs together.
Second point, what young people are saying. I'm speaking for young people today. Young people are saying, isn't it better for before one level comes more committed in marriage? Wouldn't it make more sense for rena mogo re itutane re itsane mekgwa re itsane metsamao before we commit and get married?
It makes a lot more sense.
Okay.
Because then you will know Bukamuso sleeps like the dead.
This is an example. Like, get out, you're not saying.
But I was like, when you're sleeping, you're sleeping. So, okay, in essence,
Yeah.
if you were to live together, if you were to cohabit, you're going to learn way more about that person than you would have ever known. You are going to meet. There are going to be instances where if there is only one bathroom in the house, there are going to be instances where you are both in the bathroom at the same time. Either and you will get to know each other, like for real, know each other. It's in moha. Oh, my person farts roses, and you will know each other.
I don't miss that stage, by the way,
dude.
Yeah.
You will get to a point where you're so comfortable with each other that
Or uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very uncomfortable with each other because you get to really know the person. You get to really see. You see me in the morning. I get to have a yay.
It's not make sure.
You know.
I make it sure.
I'm making
Am I
sure,
going to
like
wake
the
up
glow,
next to you?
without the glow up, without the you get to really see a person. You get to really know a person. You get to really see what it. I mean. It's a task. I wake up at 5 a.m. I clean, I sweep, I do this. I'm
Yeah. But
Yes.
to that, babe, I think, don't you think people can pretend for a certain period of time?
I think people can pretend for a certain period of time, but what you're saying is you're going to pretend for how long? How long are we cohabiting?
My logic here is that I feel like with 2 years you're really pushing it without making anything official.
Commitment-wise.
I feel like maybe 2 years for me would be the stretch of cohabiting before you take the next step. Yeah, that's just me. So I think somebody can pretend for that long and go through that for 2 years. Is not a long time. No, considering this was considering that a lot of us spend time at work, man. So and you spend most time during weekends and when the events you go out, you meet people. So 2 years it might sound long. It is long-ish, but if Moto wants to pretend, I would love to pretend that for 2 years they can. If they're looking to tie you down, sell you a story that's not there, or a story that's not really there. For 2 years, I feel like somebody can pretend. But 2 main points, economically, I think and then the getting to know the person. It's neither here nor there. Like I was saying, I feel like somebody can pretend for 2 years, and also maybe you can't pretend for 2 years, or it just depends on the type of person you are. So, babe, in closing, to cohabit or not to cohabit?
I think in closing, the question would be, would I cohabit? Or
You already answered that.
No, I get it in closing, to cohabit or not to cohabit.
Yeah.
Like if you and I were not married, with the points that we now have, would I cohabit and live with you or would I not? Ish, I've lived with him, that's the problem. So if I were to go back, knowing what I know now, I still wouldn't live with you.
You don't live with me
I would
still?
not live with you.
Okay. So
would you cohabit or would you consider cohabiting to get to know me better?
No, I feel like you never really truly know a person until you're with him. So, not for me, it's not to cohabit. I'd still do it the same way that we did. Even if you hadn't left and moved to another country, I still wouldn't have cohabited. Even if I was to go back now, knowing what I know now. Surprise. I'm not a big fan of surprises, but unfortunately, some things in life you can ever truly experience when you're actually having that lived experience. You can't try to preempt, okay, you only ever truly get to experience that once that's actually happening.
And I also believe that with regards to questions like to cohabit or not to cohabit, every person's situation is different.
100%.
What worked for us might not necessarily work for you. What worked for another couple might also not necessarily work for you. Relationships are, like my husband would like to say, a blank canvas. You guys set the rules or you set the tone for your relationship. So just because it worked for them doesn't necessarily mean it worked for you. Just because not cohabiting worked for us doesn't mean it'll work.
It won't work for.
It doesn't mean it'll work for some of you or it won't work for some people. But that in
the thick of things.
In the thick of things, that's when you're like, this is a bad idea, or this is like a good idea. Yes.
Okay. Are we cohabiting now? Is it considered cohabiting? Are we cohabiting?
You know there are married couples who don't live together in other parts of the world.
Wait.
They have 2 separate houses.
Oh.
Huh. Right.
Next week on Doek&Tie, we're considering it.
should a lot of us move out and, we have that relationship. You know that lovey-dovey relationship where you guys only see each other like once in a while? It's like you're dating. Imagine.
What about the kids? Baby, I'm out again.
Yo.
It's a man.
They say good things come to those who